Hi guys, welcome back to another Tifftalk segment, finally, right? Um, a few weeks ago, I was doing a makeup video actually, and I was talking about like my feelings, like not feeling good enough and me being on YouTube and stuff. And I just wanted to like have like an actual sit down where I talk about exactly what I was talking about in the video. It's not going to be anything long, but it's something that I think a lot of us can relate to. Oh, I just burped. That's so inappropriate. It's not going to be anything long, but I do think it's something that we all can relate to. So if you want to just see what I'm about to talk about, just keep watching. Alright guys, so in the video before, maybe like 3 or 4 videos ago, I talked about not feeling good enough in one of my videos. And it was just something that I was going through something really serious. Well, not really serious, but serious enough to where it really started to affect my mental health, where I just didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel like whatever I was doing was going to pay off, or like it was worth it, or like I just wasn't good enough in comparison to something else or someone else, or looking at like my long-term goal. I know now, like, you can't do that, you can't think like that, but in the moment I know it's really frustrating to have all these things that you want to accomplish, all these goals that you want to accomplish, and it's just not, like, it just doesn't look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. And you know, I talked about it before in my first tip talk, where you really can't compare yourself to other people, and that comes back into play when we're talking about like not feeling good enough. You really can't compare yourself to other people, because you are good enough, and the only way you're going to know that is if you don't look at other people around you. You have to focus on you and your dreams and your goals, and just be consistent and understand that everybody has their own timing. Everything takes time, and it is really frustrating. Trust me, I know it is really frustrating to sit back and watch your friends or your family, or even people that you just are acquaintances with, succeed at things that you feel like you've been putting in more effort, more work, more whatever than them. And I know it's gonna feel like really draining to watch someone else succeed, but you have to be like, you have to know how to separate yourself from that. You have to know how to just realize like that's their time. I'm happy for them. My time will soon come. And then just like continue to be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing, and putting your all into it. You know what I mean? To really gain the benefits, to really reap the benefits of whatever it is that you're trying to succeed. So again, don't compare yourself to other people. Trust me, it's only going to make you feel worse in the end, and you really won't end up accomplishing anything. So don't compare yourself to other people, and you will realize like you are good enough for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So putting that into play is going to be a lot harder than people are going to try to make it seem. I know for me, feeling not good enough is just one of those things where I kind of just have to let it run its course. But I don't want to, because sometimes it might take a month or 2 months or a week, or I just never know like how long I'm going to be in this depressive type of little box. So what I started to do was journal. So I started journaling maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. Every single night I write down how my day went, and how I can improve for the next day, and something that I can do if I felt like I had a lot of dead time. I tried to write down like little things that I could do, whether it was meditate or read or write something or apply for a job or volunteer or do something. I just started to say, how was my day today? How can I make it better tomorrow? And that really helps me like just kind of keep everything moving, like consistently moving. Now sometimes I do have my days where I just kind of lounge around and I don't do anything and I don't really go anywhere, but those are the days where I always sit back and I'm like, man, I wish I would have did X, Y, and Z. I wish I would have did something else with my day, because sometimes I feel like I wasted a day, and I hate that. So I would advise you guys to just start journaling how good your day was. Try to reflect on the good things. Don't really think about the bad things that happen, because we have no control over the bad things, or at least sometimes we don't. Try to focus on like good things that happen throughout your day, and then how you can improve for those good days the next day, or how you can make it better the next day. And I promise you'll see a difference in like your day-to-day life. So the next little thing that I stopped doing when I don't feel like my best self, living my best life, I don't get on social media very often. So it's really hard to try to like grow and be your best self, and you're starting out. So like you're in the fundamental stages of it, and you're watching literally every single person on Instagram be like, they're already like achieving all their goals, and like, oh my god, in just 2 short weeks I became a doctor, like, oh my god. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? How? Don't just, when you're going through something, do not get on Instagram, because it's gonna make you feel worse. You know what I mean? It's gonna make what you're going through seem like you're never going to accomplish whatever goal you have set for yourself, or like you're not worthy, or you're not good enough. So try to stay off of social media. Try your best to stay off of social media, or even limit like your interactions a day. So try to do it only for an hour a day. You know, try not to vent to other people when you're going through your depressive states. This is something that I don't really struggle with. I was never that person to, like, when I'm going through something, go and tell people about it. I always was the person that kind of, this is kind of bad, but it's good at the same time, where I kind of keep my problems to myself until I am comfortable like expressing it, or until I feel like it's necessary for me to tell someone about it. I don't always tell people things that I'm going through, things that I'm doing. I just feel like some things I just should keep as private as possible. But I do have friends, and I know people that when something happens to them, they have to tell somebody. Like, they have to talk about it. They have to tell people. And sometimes that ends up having a negative impact on them and their situation, as opposed to the positive impact that they were going for. Something to feel comforting, they end up having more backlash and like negative reactions and stuff like that from other people. So this is where journaling, what I would say, come into play. So you have a journal where you keep one every single night for, you know, how you were feeling that day, but also have a journal to where you write down when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, or you have some kind of conflict or something going on, or you just feel like negative energy is just surrounding you. Try to write down those feelings and how you're feeling, and pretty much what you would say to someone if you were venting to them. Don't worry about being grammatically correct. I know sometimes when we write things down, we leave certain things out because we're so used to like, oh, when I write a paper, I want it to sound exactly perfect. Don't even worry about that. Write it down exactly how you would want to like say it to someone. Just get those feelings out, and then read it back to yourself and see, you know, and just try to break it down. Try to break it down to where you can pinpoint what exactly is making you upset, what exactly is causing you to feel this way, and try to get rid of those feelings throughout the week. Sometimes it might take longer than a week. I'm not sure what you guys are going through, but try to, you know, divvy that stuff up to where you don't hold on to it. Because sometimes venting can get us into a lot of trouble, and it can cause more of a negative anything than positive. You know what I mean? So try to journal for negative energy as well as like your day-to-day lifestyle. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for like when you're not feeling good enough. Try not to think negative thoughts about yourself, because if you don't love you, no one's gonna love you. Now that's a word. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining my second Tiff Talk segment. Stay tuned for the next one, and comment down below what you would like to see me talk about next. Sometimes it gets a little like, oh, I don't know if people want to hear this, but just let me know what you want to hear. Bye guys.